These are the books every mixed race man should read. So me being mixed, at one point in my life in my 20s, I decided it would be a good idea to read novels and books about other mixed race men, and books and novels from their perspective. So yeah, as the reason why is sort of to gain some insight and to to feel somewhat connected, and just to feel somewhat connected and gain some type of, not self-esteem, but some type of some type of belonging, to gain some type of belonging, some type of relevance. And these are the books I've been reading, So let's start off. So this book, Juan de Baraja, Afro-Hispanic painter in the age of Velasquez, yeah. This is a book I purchased a while back, maybe 2 months ago, 3 months ago, something like that, because I just wanted to see, feel more connected to other, Black Hispanic men, stuff like that. See not the origins, but just to feel more connected to my heritage almost, So I got this book, and it's about a painter in the 1600s in Spain who was mixed race, half Spanish, half African, born into slavery. He did a lot of artwork, and it showcases his paintings. It shows his paintings, the paintings he did, and it discusses being Black in Spain and slavery and stuff, and it discusses stuff about slavery and the conditions of and the state of being Black in Spain, But it's mainly about his paintings. It's mainly about his paintings, It's here. This was an interesting page. It's something about the Black Catholic, something like that, Let me see if I can find it. Something about the Black Catholic. Let me see. This page. This book is so big. Let me see. Something about, Black people being converted to Catholicism, in the colonies that the Spanish owned, I'm trying to see if I can find it. Okay, here. Creating the Black Catholic. Creating Black Catholics, the artistic tools of conversion. So it really discusses, stuff about, Blackness in the colonies, the Spanish colonies, and the stuff about faith and religion, stuff like that. Even though I'm not religious, I'm agnostic. But yeah, it's a really good book. I haven't read all of it. I just skimmed through it, but I'm going to one day. I'm going to sit down and really go through all of this and really read it, to gain some insight about Afro-Hispanics, Black Hispanics back then, because that's what I am, yeah. So this is another book, the autobiography of an ex-colored man. So this book was published in, I think, the early 20th century, so 1920, not 1920s, 1909, somewhere, I think 1912, by James Weldon Johnson. And he basically tells a story of a mixed race man that appears white, and his life in the South and growing up and his experiences, and he ultimately chooses to pass for white, and stuff like that. He is mixed race. He's half white. His father is a white Southern, a very wealthy white Southern man, and it just details his story and his the state of being Black in the South during those times, you know. I don't know if this is a true story. I've Googled it, and it has said that some of it was inspired by somebody, like maybe a guy James Weldon met or something like that. It was inspired or something, or like some of it is true. I'm not really sure, but you can Google it and find out. It's a good read, you know. It really talks about the race relations back then in those times, you know. I've read some of this, a good portion, but I haven't finished, you know. And then the next one I want to talk about is The Black Mozart. This story is about a mixed race man born in the French colonies. His name is La Chevalier de Saint Georges. You know, it's about Walter E. Smith. It's about I don't know if he was a violinist or like some type of composer. I think he was both or something like that. And he like grew up in like one of the French colonies back then, and went to France and like did a bunch of like work, you know, composing or like violin work, something like that. I know he did something with music or something like opera or something. I'm not really sure. Was it opera? I don't know. Maybe, like, I'm not really too sure. And then he went to France and like he composed works. I know that. I know he was a composer. I know that for sure. It's just been a while since I read this book. I'm just not trying to like give the wrong information. He went to France and he did a bunch of work. I remember they say he met Marie Antoinette, and like it just details his life of being mixed in France and stuff like that, you know. And I just thought this was an interesting read because they made a movie about it, and I was like, I didn't see the movie. I did see the movie in my house, but I didn't see it in theaters. And I was like, let me get this book because this is fucking interesting, you know. So that's another one, you know. And then this one is Feast of All Saints by Anne Rice. It talks about the Gens de Couleur Libres, and they're the free people of color in New Orleans, and these people were born before Louisiana became a part of the United States. So they were in the colony when it was owned by Spain and France, Louisiana. And it shows how these group of people, African Americans, are caught between privilege and oppression, you know. And it shows, it details the life of, not details, but it explores the life of like 4 people in the family. Marcel, the man, he's mixed, and it like shows, it just shows what his life was like back then. It's historical fiction, you know. So, but it's based on real people, you know, that lived back then, and it just shows all like the complexities of being mixed race back then, you know, stuff like that. And then it just shows like his life with like his romances, and like it discusses like how his family and stuff, they were privileged because they had money, and they were mixed race back then, and like they had all because of it. It really discusses the details of it all. It like it discusses, I'm sorry, I'm grabbing for words. It discusses like I know at one point it discusses plaçage and all of that and stuff, like what how, you know, mixed race women marry white men for like stuff like status, and like stuff like of like getting ahead, you know, getting estates and like money and stuff like that. It's a really good read. Like I read, like I'm on like page 28 or something. I haven't really gotten through all this book, but I am going to. It's really interesting, you know. This is it, like Feast of All Saints by Anne Rice. Yeah. And this is another one, The Human Stain by Philip Roth. I haven't gotten through this book because for some reason, I don't know, like I'm like, this book is very intellectually stimulating, you know. very well written. Very, you got to be educated to read these books. You got to be very educated to read these books. Have some type of high level reading comprehension, which I do, cause yeah. So like this is a modern classic. It's about this man. He's appears white, and he passes, and like it's a whole like family drama and stuff like that with his family and him cutting ties with them to become a white man, you know. And like it's a really good read. Like I saw the movie, and the movie was pretty good, but it's kind of depressing a little bit, you know. But because like his wife dies in the beginning of it, the main character, and it's kind of depressing in the movie a little bit too. But I think it's a good read. I've read some of this, maybe like 5 pages, but I gotta really sit down and read it one day, you know, and really get through it. I know this is gonna be a really good read, very insightful. I mean, look at it, like it's just stuff like intellectuals read, like, you know, just a lot of like descriptive words and everything, you know. So these are just the books I feel every mixed race man should read, you know, to gain insight, to get some belonging, you know, to like to feel some belonging, to feel not so alone, you know, and to feel, you know, like relevant, you know, to like other people, because there's a lot of people that look like us, that mixed race people. There's a lot of people in the world, walking in this world, that are like us in so many ways, you know, appearance wise, personality. And these books, you know, really help to feel connected, you know, to just feel connected and not so othered, you know. All right, y'all.